that we're not locked in Leonida forever. That there's going to be something else. There's going to be another area. There's going to be more places to explore.
And I feel like they could surprise people with that by introducing the co-op into the story mode.
So they'll probably just move on to online, which could mean that we could be getting like online stuff sooner than we would have if it had come out in May.
All right, welcome back to another GTA 6 Creator Roundtable. It's been pretty quiet in the GTA 6 world. Outside of the delay news, we've basically gotten nothing. No new screenshots, no marketing push, just silence across the board. And that's why we do this. The whole point of this roundtable is to get the creators who actually follow this game together in one place and talk about what's going on, what we're seeing, what Rockstar is doing, and where GTA 6 is headed. No hype cycles, no fake insiders, no recycled news, just real conversations the community rarely gets. We've got a full lineup today. We've got 3 rounds of questions covering gameplay, systems, story, direction, online, and some great questions from the community. So let's do some introductions. First off, you know him, you love him. He's become the unofficial co-host of the roundtable at this point. The Thunder from Down Under, Mr. Bogan Bav is with us. Bav, how we doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me back.
Awesome. Always glad to have you, buddy. If you watch any GTA Online content, you know who this next guest is. Harmnone is taking a break from his builds, PvP breakdowns, and weapon tests to join us today. How are you doing, Harmnone?
Not bad, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Always glad to have you on. We've got StevieWunderKid, the man behind some of the cleanest GTA automotive content out there, whether it's tutorials, replica builds, DLC vehicle coverage. You've seen his work all over the community. Welcome, Stevie. Glad to finally have you on. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. Glad to have you on. And then joining us as well, we've got DarkSpace, known for deep, thoughtful breakdowns of GTA mechanics, gameplay systems, and the way Rockstar designs these worlds. And I'm super curious to pick your brain about some of the things today. Are you ready for the hot seat?
No.
Good answer. And finally, we've got Ian Games, also known as Snarko, covering GTA Online and farming sim with a big focus on roleplay. Ian, glad to have you on the show. How's it going, friend?
Thanks for having me, brother. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. A little different than Farm Sim, so should be a good talk.
We're going to enjoy it. We're going to have a good time, man. Glad to have you on. And if you don't know me, I'm Sav. On my channel, we talk all things GTA 6. I live stream 3 times a week, drink too much on Wednesday nights, and occasionally you can catch me dressed up as a banana when news is slow and I get desperate. All right, let's jump into round 1, starting off with DarkSpace. What do you think is the single biggest leap GTA 6 is making compared to GTA 5 based on what we've seen so far?
Probably, sorry, I'm sick, so it's going to take me a few times to get through what I say.
Me too, brother. Take your time.
It's probably the AI. In trailer 1 years ago, we already saw on the beach they were throwing beers to each other, all sorts of things like that. They were hanging on cars. Then there was that patent that came out a while ago that, it talked about the AI interaction and how they would like drive differently, and they'd have based on their personality or the weather. They wouldn't just scan like every frame if there's a car or an obstacle in front of them. It would actually they would see that there was a pileup and they'd take alternate routes and all that kind of stuff was in the so I think it's the AI.
AI, yeah, no, I definitely think that's going to be a big jump coming from GTA 5 to GTA 6. Does anybody else have anything you want to add to that?
I agree. I think that is going to be the biggest change. It seems like the world's going to feel a lot more alive in 6 than 5, and I think that definitely. I mean, it makes sense that they got that patent, that they've done some back end work to try to change that up, because I mean, we all know GTA 5's NPCs and AI and how it all interacts and drives into you when you're in the middle of a sale mission, and if your car gets damaged, you lose a bunch of money. So I think it makes sense that they have done all that, and I would agree with that too.
Yeah, and I've got some questions coming up too about pedestrians and stuff, but no, that's definitely. I'm really curious to see exactly how big of a drastic change we're going to get, whether it's like dialogue trees and stuff, and we'll kind of get into that here in a minute. But thanks for answering that question, DarkSpace. Harmnone, for you, which mechanic from the trailers do you think has the biggest impact on core gameplay but isn't getting enough attention yet?
I would say, well, I don't think there's a blade of grass that hasn't been analyzed in the GTA 6 trailer.
Fair enough.
So I think coming up with something that's like really, like nobody's seen yet, I think is hard. But what I would say, 2 things. I would say, how the hell is a PS5 or an Xbox Series X going to run this game? That's one thing that I feel like I haven't seen anybody talking about. And like, given the trailers, I'm like, I don't think my PC could run this. So I don't know, like I don't know what's gonna go on with that. I'm sure it'll be well optimized and everything. Um, but just given the trailers, I mean, it's like, dude, this game looks real,
Yeah.
So how are these consoles gonna run this? I guess it'll be like 360 with GTA 5 probably to a
Yeah.
degree. Like it's gonna make the Series X and the PS5 look like a joke, I guess. Um, but the other thing that I would say too, and this is like I guess a bit less to do with like trailers, but you could definitely witness it in the trailer. How are sale missions going to be affected in the online part of the game, particularly in places where there's like these massive choke points? Like from the mapping project, we know that there's, the keys that go way down. It's like one singular road that goes all the way down the map, right? And we saw that in the trailers as well. God, God forbid there's an oppressor in this game, but if there is,
Oh,
bro,
dude.
like
No.
if
Don't
there's a
even bring
sale
it up.
mission at the end of the keys, sounds like a nightmare to me, man. I don't know what's gonna go on. Obviously, this is assuming there's gonna be sale missions, which I would think at some point there will be, but I think that's gonna be something that's gonna affect online more than people like realize. Is just all the choke points, and not even with just the keys, but like with all the bridges in Vice City and everything that we've seen throughout the trailers, like in the background, whatever. There's a lot of choke points on this map, man. And I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be interesting to contend with. I feel like, but particularly for like the one route parts of the map, like the keys where it just goes all the way down at one road. Like, dude, what are we gonna do? So I
Yeah,
don't
it's going to
know.
be a death trap for sure when you head down that way.
100%,
Yeah, I'd
100%.
say maybe they do more boat type stuff, like that'd be
Yeah,
easier to run it by water. So, that could be probably implemented more than cars this time. So it'd be
yeah,
nice.
100%. I agree.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see more boats and almost a 1-to-1 ratio boat for car in this game.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
how the
100%.
boat and water culture that Florida has.
Yeah.
And Ian, you could probably jump in on this, Mr. Boat Guy. He could rival
Yeah.
Cyberboy's love for boats over here, guys, if you didn't know.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, we've done a
Uh,
lot of boating stuff in Farm Sim. So yeah,
Sick.
we started in GTRP. We did stuff back in 2020. We were the first people to like bring branded boats in because they were terrible. It was honestly a joke. I felt like when I played GTA 5 as a kid, it was a joke, right? The boats just weren't there. The boats are too small for the ocean. So I think it'd be a lot better highlighted in this game than GTA 5, obviously. So it's nice to look forward to.
Well, and the
Mhm.
yachts, right? Isn't it like the yacht
Yeah.
capital,
Yeah, it's Fort
Florida?
Lauderdale is the yachting capital of the world, so it's right next to Miami, so it should be involved in that, which will be nice.
Yeah, and you brought up an interesting point, Harmnone, when you were answering that last question about the optimization. In this game looking so good that we don't even know if it'll run on your PC.
Yeah,
And
like
that's a good thing to kind of elaborate on too. Like, do you think that based on what we're seeing in the trailers, like NPC population, all that, do you think anything's gonna get like scaled back? By the time the game rolls out, because we saw that a lot with GTA 5.
I think so. I think it will. I think the trailers are actually they'll probably end up doing Rockstar like a slight disservice because until the game actually comes to PC, I don't think the game's gonna look like the trailers. I'm my hope would be is that we get a similar amount of NPCs to GTA 5, hopefully more, hopefully a few more at least, like 50% more. But I think the biggest thing that Rockstar's probably going to go for is I'm sure we all know the traffic spawn sets in GTA 5. Like you'll get the Dubsta, you get one other SUV, right? Then you get three sedans, you get like two different supercars, two different sports cars. I think that's going to be harder to gauge in GTA 6 as to like, oh, what spawn set is this for the vehicles? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be that is my suspicion is that will be more of the focus than like the vast population of NPCs because I think that's a more important like component of the game. I would argue.
Mhm.
The NPCs help to make the world feel alive for sure, and I hope there's a lot of them too. I think it's going to be for immersion wise more important to have not just like a million dubstas driving around, or like
Right.
a million Albany Emperors, whatever. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see exactly how they figure all that stuff out. But yeah, some interesting thoughts for sure.
There's
Ian.
a there's
Oh,
a
go ahead.
tweet Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
There's
Go
a
ahead.
tweet going around that I saw that it showed. It said because I've always been under the belief that the games look better once they've come out, and the trailers, don't even represent how good it is going to look. But then this one guy on Twitter, I don't remember what it was, but he showed that it was actually the opposite. Like with older games, it was worse when it came out. And I was like,
Mm.
"You guys seen that tweet?"
No,
It
I
was like
haven't.
No.
he basically said Red Dead 2 was the only one that actually looked better when it came out. And then I was like, "Well, hold up." And then he did like all these comparison screenshots with GTA 5, and I was like, "Geez, maybe I need to make a video about that."
Yeah.
Compare it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea. I mean, I know that a lot of dev studios get in trouble over the years for like, cutting a lot of stuff.
Ubisoft.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm always crossing my fingers and toes and hoping that, it looks as good as they said it would look. But I've learned my lesson from watching E3 all these years, you know what I mean? So, Ian, do you think Rockstar is leaning more towards Red Dead Redemption 2 style realism or something faster and more chaotic like a classic GTA game, like classic GTA 4, GTA 5?
I would say they're maybe not leaning towards one, but kind of like boosting both sides of it. Red Dead was highlighted as a great game. I played it a few times, not much, but it was definitely much more realistic in the character customizations and then just kind of the movement and some other aspects. But I feel like GTA is known for the chaos, so they'll probably keep that. Like the trailer shot when Lucia was launching grenades out the back. That kind of can steer away from the realism, but that's kind of what makes it fun. So it'll just be a good balance of both, which will be great. But you got to highlight the Miami culture because that's going to be the realism right there, showing like every little bit of it. So the realism is going to come out in the characters, and I think that'll be that side. And then the other side will be all the crazy stuff we do. So
Yeah, I like that. I've been on record saying that I hope that the story is more in line with Red Dead Redemption 2 and the world is as silly as they want to make it. Give us kind of the
yep,
best of both worlds. If they ground the game in with the story and then give us like this crazy world to kind of run around and do craziness in, then I'm all good with that. So
right. It seems like Red Dead and GTA 5. You kind of put them together. That's kind of what their GTA 6 will be, is a mix of both.
it
So
seems
it'll be
like a
great.
winning combo for me,
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'd say so.
all right, Stevie. From everything we've seen in the trailers and screenshots, which areas are you most looking forward to exploring in GTA 6 and why?
Oh man, that's a toughie because the map I know is just going to be gorgeous, and I'm so excited to explore everywhere. But I think a lot of it is kind of driven from GTA 5. Like Los Santos is kind of the busy, bustling section where everybody goes, and then there's not much attention to like the other half of the map, like Blaine County and the rest. So I think in GTA 6, I'm most excited to explore the area outside of Vice City. I know Vice City is going to be beautiful and all that, but everywhere outside of that, like the Gloriana extension, whatever they're planning to do with that, I'm not sure. And I'm gonna say it Mount Calaga because I know there's a lot of debate about the pronunciation of that. Calaga, I don't know.
Galaga.
But I'm excited to explore there. Maybe not as flat of an area. Could be some good spots for driving, and then the racetracks too, because I know the mapping project and the leaks pointed to the presence of either something like Daytona or Sebring, and also like a drag strip. So as
Yeah.
a car guy, that gets me super excited to have like a dedicated spot for racing, as opposed to just like the streets of Los Santos like it is currently. So yeah, I feel like just the whole map though, it's gonna be so overwhelming. So I'm down to explore wherever.
I can
What do
dig
you
it.
think about like the Bahamas coming into it? Do you guys think the islands might play a role, or
I
is
do.
that possible? Yeah,
I love
I
that
think
idea. I mean,
I hope so.
100%.
I find it hard to believe that they would give us Southern Florida and the Keys and not give us the Bahamas. I feel
Yeah,
like Bahamas are so integrated into Southeastern Florida culture. Like if you spent any time in that area, I mean, people go to the Bahamas all the time on like a little day trip, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
People run there for lunch or whatever, but also just the smuggling aspect. It's GTA, so that
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
more possible. Coast Guard. I know there was a shot of a Coast Guard boat kind of patrolling the water. That's just kind of looking for smugglers and stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, I think it's possible.
Well, and then,
I think they're gonna have a one-off too in Liberty City.
Mm.
yeah. Well, if you got the Bahamas, then all you really need from that point is Bermuda, and then you've got the Bermuda Triangle, So like
Yeah.
why I can't see them not
That'd be
putting
fun for
something
little
like that
beaches.
in the game. You know what I mean? It's Rockstar.
It sounds fun. It sounds fun. It sounds cool and interesting. So I think it's something that I think it's something they should go for, but
They may not
who
do it at
knows?
launch, but it's something they can explore. Like
Yeah.
keep. That's what's going to keep the game alive. Is if maybe it doesn't come out on
Yeah.
launch, but maybe a couple years after the Bahama update or whatever, right? So that could be cool.
Yeah.
Let's-
I think
Yeah.
for the smuggling, it really needs to be in there. Like through Brian's boat shop, I feel like it's a
Yeah.
must to have like another
Yeah.
location to go and deliver your stuff to, instead of
Right.
just being like the local Leonardo Keys man just
Yeah,
flying
'cause they're
around there. I
they're
think
flying
it'd be cool to go
seaplanes.
somewhere.
So
Yeah.
seaplanes probably go over to Bahamas or whatever. They're not flying,
Yeah.
20 miles north of Fort Lauderdale, right? So it's gotta have a
Mm.
destination.
Well, are these seaplanes taking off from somewhere in the map, or are they coming from off map? Like, for example, are they dropping drugs from South America and they're flying in onto the map and then dropping it and flying back?
What's the fuel range from South America on a plane like that? Could it make it?
I don't know. I'm not. That's a good question for an aviation friend of mine. I'll have to ask him. I guess it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on the plane and the load and all that too. I mean, there's several different types of planes that could do
Right.
that, but it's interesting to think about. And then there's like Cuba, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, like all that stuff too. It's like how crazy or how wild are they going to go on islands? I personally like the more the merrier. Like give us lots of islands to explore.
100%.
Please, bro.
Mhm.
Please,
Yeah,
bro.
I think it's really cool because we've seen how long like GTA Online has lasted, and you've seen all those videos like critiquing the map, right? So Rockstar's had all that like player feedback to learn how they can optimize the map to, hopefully match the life of the game. If they want the game to last as long as it's probably going to last, they have so much feedback from the community on how to make the map more exciting and easily explorable. So I think they're going to try to make that as enticing as possible so that way the game doesn't feel old, because there's so many aspects of a game that contribute to it feeling old, like GTA 5, the map, the UI, everything like that. And I think they know all that now, and they can do a lot more with it in GTA 6 and just make it better and more long lasting, I guess.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah, I agree completely. All right, Bav. What's one world building detail Rockstar showed that you think most players completely missed?
I think like Harmnone was saying that everything in this game has already been analyzed and people have picked up on like literally everything. So I was struggling with this one, but there's one thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, and it's the lizard that appears in multiple shots in the trailer and in screenshots. It's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and it's got a crown on there.
Yeah, the
And it appears
iguana.
in so many different shots. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's a really cool detail that just not a lot of people are talking about. And I feel like it'll just show up in random missions and people like know it. Like it's got a name and all that, and people respect it in the Leonardo Keys. I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to have like a random animal that everyone loves.
It's a legendary
Yeah.
lizard of the Keys.
Legendary lizard.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Do you think like
Sweet.
and that actually brings up a good point too? In Jason's house, well, Brian's house, but the one Jason's staying in, it looks like a rainbow boa in an enclosure. Are we gonna have like pets in this game? Are we gonna be able to have like lizards or snakes or dogs? I mean, it's not. We see there's dogs in
I
this
hope I
game.
don't have
obviously.
to feed it. It's gonna die if I have to feed it.
The rainbow boa, you won't feed the snake.
Like I'm just not gonna be there. I'm gonna be out doing missions and I
Yeah.
come back and it's just skeleton.
Yeah, he walks in and Jason
Yeah,
has
very
this like
cool.
animation, like, oh, what's that smell?
Yeah.
That's
Oh
funny.
man.
All right. Well, that does it for round one. So let's jump over to round two, and this is a little more speculation based. We'll start it off with Stevie. Do you think the wanted system will be a copy and paste of GTA games, of past GTA games, or something completely new this time around?
I think the leaks kind of gave us a pretty good intuition of what it's going to be like. It's going to be more like the cops are going to be a lot smarter with their approach and like trying to take you down. And like the way the wanted system works, it just seems like the cops are going to be more than just like bullet sponges that randomly spawn in front of you and try to stop you, which I think is really cool. And that's one element that the game can just feel a little bit more alive and engaging. I don't know. I speak probably for a lot of people who play GTA Online that the cops, yeah, I mean they do a good job of like a wanted level. They try to stop you all that, but they are just really dumb. And the mechanics like rubber banding, where they like speed up to try to catch you, or they just spawn arbitrarily right in front of you. It's really annoying, and it just kind of like breaks the immersion. So
Yeah.
I think anything that's even more like fleshed out than that, I think would be perfect. My standards are low because I've played so much GTA Online. But I think, yeah, slightly smarter police. I don't think it's going to be a copy paste. At least I hope it's not. And based on what we know, I don't think it'll be. So that's positive. But yeah, anything better than GTA Online, I'll take it.
I think it's time for an
Bro.
update, man. I think
Yeah.
Peace.
we're due for an overhaul in the police situation. You know, I
Police
mean,
situation is jokes.
we've got a witness
Police in
system.
the game are horrible.
We've got the witness system in Red Dead 2 now, you know, and the whole description thing that we've seen in the leaks and
Yeah.
the response time with the diner. It's given me hope, and I hope it's not false hope. I really hope it's not false
Yeah.
hope. But it's
Yeah.
given me
Well,
hope
like-
that
Some of the RP cops aren't any better though. They'll be kind of great. Yeah.
yeah. What are you doing standing over there? You're under arrest.
Yeah.
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 Well, I've had some guy ram me right into the side worse than a cop in online. So, you know, it's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hope that, you know, it's more realistic for me, and I've talked about this a lot on, you know, in my videos and other roundtables that we've done, but for me, my biggest complaint about, you know, being chased by the cops is like if you make a right turn and you go out of sight and then you make another like turn into an alleyway or something. So in other words, they didn't see you turn into the alleyway. You know, they still magically find you in that alleyway every time, and it's so
You just get
aggravating.
this hunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst part.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
so
and you're just
annoying.
like sitting there watching the corner, wait for some cop on foot to run around that corner because he knows you're there. And it's like that completely takes me out of it anyway. So if they can get rid of that and give us like a true line of sight for these cops, that'd be fantastic.
That would
Yeah.
be sweet, and
Yeah.
that's another problem too. I don't know how many of you guys play on PC.
I do.
But on PC right now, I don't know if it's on a console too. This might be a console issue too. I can speak for PC because that's what I play. But there's a problem right now in online, dude. I'm talking like one guy gets the cops, and like in like our manhunt series in particular, we have experienced this so many times. One guy gets cops, he gets like a 1 star. All of a sudden, it jumps to a 5, and then if he hits another player, not a cop, that player will get a 5 star instantly.
Oh, wow.
Like this.
It's so
And then
strange.
Wow.
and then so if you have 5 dudes hitting each other with cars, there's 5 people with a 5 star.
Oh, geez,
There's
yeah.
like just an onslaught of cops, dude. You can't get rid of them. You can call Lester, but then you'll get hit by a guy who's got the 5 star again, and you got a 5 star again. And it's so mind-numbingly stupid.
Yeah.
And I hope Rockstar sees this. Please, bro, look at this because this is so bad. Like it's such a joke, and it affects people in just regular online too. I'm sure, but
Yeah.
it's just
Well, hopefully,
I don't know,
if they're not fixing it, it's because they're hard at work on polishing GTA 6.
man. or making Devin Weston's mansion again.
Oh, God, yeah.
Reskin.
Yeah, I know that some of you guys are more into like GTA Online than me personally, but yeah, I don't have it in me to like get on there and explore the mansions and all that. I just don't.
I don't have it in me.
I'm just ready for GTA 6, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, after the delay, I'm just not really that keen to play it, but part of me still definitely wants mansions, but I'm just not that hyped at the same time.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
I'm on the fence.
They're
Yeah,
not
that's
going to do
fair.
it justice. It's going to be a cash grab, you know.
yeah, it feels that way.
It really could have been a nice send off too.
dude,
Yeah.
Really
it's
could've
like the
been.
#1 request since 2013.
Yeah.
Let's do it, but let's do it a terrible job, like the worst job possible. Devin Weston's house, yeah, just place it here and there, boom, boom, and that's it. We're calling it a day. That's it.
Yeah.
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 It just
It makes me
irritates
wonder
me.
if they're taking content away from that now with the delay to be able to create a new DLC that probably wasn't previously planned just because they need something to fill that gap.
Probably.
So I wonder if it's going to be like less quality just so that they can, put it into another update.
Wouldn't surprise me,
Or
man.
just like an absurd drip feed like they're known to do,
Yeah.
especially with the recent updates to
I
keep it
hate
going
the
as
drip
long
feed
as
content.
possible.
Well,
Yeah.
It'll be an
Yeah.
extra
Yeah.
6 months of beach bum updates.
that's
Oh my
that's
gosh.
actually one thing I will say too, that I don't actually think so. I previously was like a drip feed like hater. I've actually come to realize, bro, we need it. Like we need the drip feed so badly, actually, because with the last GTA Online update, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I just got to rant about this super quick.
Very
But
good.
with the last update, bro, they dropped like half the DLC day one, and then on the next Thursday they dropped everything else. No new content for like 4 months. GTA Online had never been so dead, man. Like at least if there's like 2 cars that are unreleased, it's like people are gonna like get on the game still. They're gonna get prepped. They're gonna like play the game a little bit. They're gonna watch the videos. They're gonna like everything. It just when they drop it all at once, it actually hurts not only like not only creators but also the players themselves. Like that's something that I've realized too with GTA Online. Players actually kind of almost don't even know what they want to a degree. Like everybody's like, "Yeah, give us the drip feed all right now," but then it's like, I mean, to be fair, they play other games, whatever, but like
Yeah.
it gets you away from GTA. It's like it'd be like if you spawned into GTA Online with $100 million. There's no point in playing the game. You know, you can just
Fair.
buy everything
Yeah.
you want. Okay, you drive a car around for an hour. All the cars are very similar. Okay, I'm done. On to a new game. Like,
Yeah. There's
Right,
no
just a
reason to
hype
grind.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, the grind is what makes it fun, and nobody gets that. So,
Yeah. Fair enough. Makes sense. I'd probably have more to comment on that if I spent more time playing online, but
fair enough. Fair enough.
I've always been like a GTA story guy, and to be fair, like I did try playing online for a little while, and it was back in the beginning when there was like the money glitches, and like they didn't really know what direction they were going to take the online, and it was a little more grounded and kind of empty. And
Right.
then all these updates started churning out. Man, I probably played like the first couple. I know I played heists and some other things, and I was just like, man, this is just it just feels like more of the same for me personally. Now, a lot of people
Yeah.
enjoy it, but
Yeah.
That's how I
yeah,
felt about it. It was like it was always the same underlying thing. Go to A, take it to B,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they did implement the extra stuff, like the warehouses, fill it up, then go sell it. But then it was always that thing every time.
Mhm.
Also,
Well, here's the thing
Ve-
that gives me
yeah.
hope about that, though, because, and I've mentioned this before too in previous roundtables, but they went into GTA Online like totally on a whim. Like they didn't plan
Mhm.
it out. Like it was kind of a last minute thing. They're like, yeah, let's just like create an online mode for this game. They had no idea it was going to blow up as big as it did. And it's like their cash cow now. So like think about they've had like the last however many years, 12 years or so to invest in new ideas and framework and really like make the next iteration of GTA Online like really good, so I think if they knock it out of the park, that might be something that holds my attention, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
just kind of hopping on the copy paste missions or whatever to grind out more XP or dollars wasn't really my jam, but I get why
No,
people like
fair.
it, so
Mhm, mhm.
but we'll see. Okay, let's see where we were. I think we're on DarkSpace. Do you think Rockstar is still hiding any main characters based on what we've seen so far? Like, for example, like in the screenshots and trailers, like, do you think we've seen all the protagonists and antagonists? I'm not talking about like, like all characters, because I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of characters that we meet in the game. I'm talking like the main ones. Do you think they're hiding anything? Or
yeah,
do you
that
think we've
chick
seen
in
it
the
all?
background that cat calls Jason. I think that we're gonna play as her. She's gonna be like number 3.
Are you for real? You really
No.
think that? Okay.
I was like,
I was like,
No,
I want to hear. I want to hear this theory, bro.
I think they gave us a
Hold
lot.
up.
I was actually surprised when I was coming back from a trip from Florida when they did that whole drop, and I was like, of course. I go on a vacation once in like every 10 years, and it has to be when I'm driving home or I'm out that they
Yeah.
release all this 70 screenshots and all stuff. But they had all those characters. I mean, I'm sure they're not showing us everybody, but I liked some of those theories that he was a cop and all that kind of stuff. But I hope that whatever it is wasn't already guessed by somebody because that would kind of suck. I hope it is a surprise. Maybe they'll have a kid because that was a big rumor that Lucia would have a kid. Maybe
Where did that
like they
come
did in
from?
Red
Yeah.
Dead 2. I don't know. All this stuff just kind of comes up out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
everything's kind of like running together for me at this point. I've covered like so many leaks and heard so many rumors and all that. Like I don't know what's coming from where.
Wasn't there a guy he did some interview with somebody and he said like 3 things and like 2 of them ended up being true? And he was like on a call, like
Yeah.
a Zoom call or something. I can't remember, but
All
I
right.
think it came from
If
that,
it's
but I don't know.
if it's the same thing I'm thinking about, that guy got 2 out of 3 things right, but they were very predictable things as well. Like it's going to be set in Vice City, and that's not too hard to predict.
Yeah.
It's like saying GTA is going to have cars. They were just very predictable guesses. The only
Yeah.
thing that he didn't get was Cuba, if I'm not mistaken. We're talking about the same thing.
Oh, so he said Cuba was going to be in the game.
I believe so, yeah, and that was the only unconfirmed thing out of his list of things. But again, they were just like very predictable things, at least to me.
So not necessarily incorrect yet, but just unknown or unverified yet. So if Cuba
Yeah.
is indeed in the game, that could be interesting.
Mhm.
I know Miami has a heavy Cuban culture, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. They had, a version of Cuba.
Yeah.
Very
Pretty
good.
cool.
Ian, what's one system from Red Dead 2 that you think Rockstar almost certainly brings back for GTA 6?
I just say the NPC interaction being increased. I think that's something everybody liked. So if they're going to take away something, they're just going to improve that in GTA 6. I feel like we just talked about with $100 million, it doesn't make the game fun anymore. So if there's a way to interact with NPCs, you kind of can choose how you interact with them. That can give you maybe credible sources from an NPC. If you're nice to them, if you're rude to them, and you hit them, maybe they don't help you out as much. So there could be more stuff with that that could definitely help out.
Yeah, so more like dialogue options and stuff. Just ways to
Yeah.
interact.
Yeah, because I know this is off topic, but our farm sim thing, like previous games, you couldn't interact with NPCs, and then they brought on an option where you can kind of select it, and it did kind of help you with how much land you could purchase and stuff. So it's just kind of an interesting angle that games could be taking, in that storytelling aspect. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I dig it, man. And I think we've got a question coming up for somebody. I think actually it's Bogan Bav. It's one of our viewer questions, and we're going to dive deeper into that here in just a few minutes. So, okay, Harmnone, if Rockstar drops a third trailer, what's the smartest thing they could show to reset the hype cycle after the delay?
I think try to show the scale of the map would probably be the biggest thing, because that's probably the most, well, maybe not the most speculated thing, but it's up there for sure. It's top 5, I would say, is like, how big is this map going to be? Is double GTA 5? Is it at 2.5 times? Is it 1.5 times? Like, what is it? So showing, I think something that would be good is if they were to, for example, it's like at a subway or something like that, or like a SkyTrain, whatever, and it shows a map of the state or something like that, like a full map of the state, like just even for just like half a second in the trailer, like if it's a panning shot, whatever, to just show how, like, what is the map looking like? What is the shaping of the map? Are there any islands out in the water? You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
that would be really cool. And if there was like, or for example, if they took a shot of the airport that we know is going to be in Vice City, right? And it's got like a map of Florida, Leonida on it, and where you can get flights to, and maybe there's flights to other islands if they exist. That would be a really good way to hype up the game, because I think from what I understand, this game is going to be a little bit more oriented in the way that like Fortnite did it, with like sort of a live service model a little bit. From I think we've got some confirmation of that, or like some indication of that somehow.
Yeah.
I could not tell you a source. I think that would be like, to show that they're willing to expand the map later on would be great, because if we think about it, it's like Cayo Perico is like everyone's favorite thing ever, right? Everybody wanted that to be a free mode place. Everybody wanted to be able to go there. Same with North Yankton. People are desperate to get out of Los Santos, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Out of San Andreas. So I think showing that like we're not going to be locked in Leonida forever would be the greatest thing they could do to generate like just a huge amount of hype, knowing that like something is coming eventually. At least
Yeah.
fingers crossed, right? So
What if we get some kind of nod to Gloriana? As of right now, we've seen Gloriana on some license plates, or in Liberty City on a license plate. But what if, like, in the next trailer, there's like a mention, like a verbal mention of it? Like maybe Jason
actually
Lucy
cool
are
too.
talking or something, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that guy's over in Gloriana. We can go visit him next
Yeah.
week or something." Like something like that, just a little tidbit. Like the
Yeah,
map is a little
something
bigger than
like
we
that
thought.
would be super sweet. Like anything to make it understood to the player that we're not, if it's the case, obviously, that we're not locked in Leonida forever. That there's going to be something else. There's going to be another area. There's going to be more places to explore, because I think that's an underrated part of like GTA 5 in itself, but also, I mean, less underrated in Red Dead, but the exploration aspect of these games. Rockstar builds these crazy worlds and everything like that. And I think just taking it to the next step of making it more area to explore. Like with GTA 5, there's spots on the map that like a lot of players have never even been to.
Yeah.
I did a video recently on some spots that I've discovered in just random locations that like people wouldn't have even thought to explore. Like down on Elysian Island, for example, You actually climb onto the top of one of the buildings, and the rooftops this gigantic, like kind of well detailed for the time it was created, like area. And I've never seen anything happen there. They've never used it for anything.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy, but there's so many spots like that. And I think GTA 6 is going to first of all take it to the next level, but just also just have more of it, you know? So I think that will be something to look forward to for everybody, is the exploration aspect of the game too.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that game and just go looking around. I don't even know if I'm going to get in a car, honestly. I might spend the first 2 hours in that game on foot, just walking around and taking everything in.
Yeah.
Fair.
Maybe you're stuck in traffic, so you probably be better walking.
Yeah, good shout.
All right, Bav, what's one feature or system you think Rockstar has intentionally held back that will surprise people on day one?
This one, it's a bit strange, but I'm hoping that they have co-op in the game. And I feel like they could surprise people with that by introducing the co-op into the story mode. I don't think they need to play the actual story missions, because some will just be Jason and some will just be Lucia. But like having separate side missions that's just dedicated to co-op, I think that'd be really cool. They haven't done that for a very long time. I think the last time I can remember is San Andreas, where you could go and get your friend with split screen and just run around the map and just cause mayhem. I think that'd be sick. And I'd love to see that come back.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've had co-op. I do remember during the summer, like when we were out of school, I'd be over at my buddy's house and we were playing San Andreas in co-op mode like that. And I'd always get on the jet that you could like hover in place with, and then he'd climb on top of it, and we'd try and like, he'd try and stay on top of the jet as we'd like go to different islands and stuff. Man, that'd be really cool. I mean, easy to implement, really easy to implement, especially like, given the technology that they have access to now. I can't see why they wouldn't do that, but I guess there's not a whole lot.
They probably won't do it. They probably won't do it, but that's one thing I really hope they do. I just miss that. I miss going up to your friend and making out with him because I hated it. It was funny.
That's so funny, dude.
That's actually really interesting. People won't like that I'm saying this, but I've actually never played any other GTA. I've only played 5.
Oh, for real? For real?
Yeah,
5 is it, huh?
Played.
Dang.
Yeah,
Five,
me too.
5
I've
is
only
the
played
one
5.
I got into it, and I've never played 4. I've never played 3. I've never played San Andreas, any of it, So.
Oh wow.
I didn't even know there was a co-op option at one point, but I think that would be really, really cool. And I think for people that don't have the means to like have Xbox Live or any option like that, for them to be able to like play GTA with a friend at home, like a split screen thing, would be super sick. And that's something that we've lost in gaming in general, I feel like, is that like in real life, like ability to play with somebody,
Yeah.
Yep.
But like it's, like
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a perfect game for it too, because like I played Halo and Black Ops, but you could screen peek and you could kill whoever you're playing against, right? So it's kind of like this game. There's no real cheating advantage. You just kind of get to play it. So that's a nice game to have that if it did have it.
If they were gonna do it, I guess if you're playing like online co-op, it wouldn't matter so much. But like there are games out there, I can't stand when they do this, but they have like tethering systems when you're playing co-op. So like if you move too far away from like the other player, like you can't go any further. Or, like rubber bands them to you or something like that.
I think.
Did it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure San Andreas was like that.
Yeah, so
you
like
go too far away. It didn't pull you, but it wouldn't let you walk any further.
Yeah, so if they were gonna do it, I would I would hope that wouldn't be a factor. Like we should be able to kind of explore wherever. But.
Yeah, I think just like an actual split screen would be really good. They just need to look at Split Fiction. I don't know if you guys have played that, but that is insane. Amazing for couch co-op.
Yeah, I haven't played that. That'd be fun.
No.
Great.
Well, cool deal. That does it for round 2. So we're on to round 3, which is viewer questions. So these are questions that I've asked my community, I've asked my community to supply some questions, so they came up with these. Every other question I've asked so far have been questions I've come up with. So starting off with DarkSpace, this question is from Greg GMoney90. Some of us are very familiar with Greg. He pops up in a lot of our live streams and hangs out. So shout out to you, Greg. But he asks, with GTA 6 being content complete, do you think Rockstar might use the delay to re-add features that were cut earlier in development?
I think it's more likely that if most of the team is done earlier than November, that they'll spend that time on something to do with GTA 6 online. Because, like, with every new thing you add, you probably create like 20 new issues. So they'll probably just move on to online, which could mean that we could be getting like online stuff sooner than we would have if it had come out in May.
Yeah, that's a fair
The,
point.
the gap between release to online content might be shorter because they might be spending more time on it.
Well, does that mean that we get it on PC sooner then too?
No, we'll never
No.
get it on PC.
No, we'll never get it on PC. Spoken like a true salty PC player, GTA fan.
Did you guys talk about the NoPixel partnership with them?
We haven't discussed that yet on this roundtable. No.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought that was pretty interesting because I do some RP stuff and it kind of could hint at they're starting that now, right? Kind of
Mhm.
giving it many years to develop that. So I don't know if they're just starting or they're just announcing it, but NoPixel was the leading RP server for that, so they're going to pick the best guy. And I don't know, maybe they'll do RP on console, right? If there's a way to do that. What do
Yeah.
you guys think on that?
I reckon
I
that'd be
think so.
super cool.
I think
I think they probably will.
I think it's definitely
It'd be
doable
stupid.
to create the servers on PC and then have them playable on console. I don't see how you would necessarily have access to some of the finer like coding options and stuff on a console. But I can definitely see them creating like a server and then, giving people access to it, barring certain restrictions and things like that. But as to your point about NoPixel, that was kind of like the second or third step actually in the chain of like RP moves that Rockstar has made, or Take-Two specifically, because they acquired 5M. What was that, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they
Maybe a year
acquired
before.
5M, and then they I don't know if you guys followed all that stuff, but after they acquired 5M, they basically like harvested all of the stuff that they were working there, and some of the employees that worked at 5M were saying that the work conditions at Rockstar were pretty rough, and they were like more or less pushed out. And then a lot of their content and stuff was harvested and used towards Project Rome, which was the internal RP or UGC platform that Rockstar was working on. So then this whole NoPixel partnership kind of came out of nowhere. At least for me, with everything that I was looking at and seeing in regards to like the RP stuff, I was thinking like, man, why would they partnership with NoPixel if they just literally like murdered 5M, cut out their kidneys, and left them in a bathtub full of ice?
Yeah.
That's done. And here they are like working with NoPixel. So I don't know, man. I'm really curious to see what comes of all that. There's a lot of weird stuff going on behind the scenes and visits to Fortnite Creative and Roblox headquarters and like all this stuff. So I'm really curious to see
Well,
what comes out
I
of it.
talked to a lot of the people that you're talking about there. Like, I know a lot of those 5M guys. I've been talking to them, like, and I heard their sides of it. Everybody's got a side, but
Yeah.
them on top of that, NK Gelman, head of the Liberty City project, he
Mhm.
also got contacted by the team at Rockstar, and the stuff that they did to these guys is just like, it's a mess, man. It's so unprofessional. Everything going on Rockstar's side too. It's like
That's what I
the whole
heard.
thing is just a mess. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
want to say like I'm sure that the owners of NoPixel or not NoPixel but 5M get paid a large sum of money, and the deal was they had to have their staff, a part of 5M, come over to Rockstar, and then the deal fell through because they didn't see it long term, right? They were looking for the value of what 5M had and what their staff knew and their knowledge, and then they pulled it, and then it's kind of like, all right, we're moving on. It just kind of seems like how they did that deal.
Well, yeah, there was an agreed upon, and DarkSpace, you probably know what I'm talking about here, but there's like an agreed upon amount that of the purchase price for 5M, and it was all, set on certain, things happening or whatever. And then I guess they ended up firing the creative lead at 5M over
Yeah,
some
but they ended up getting paid out, I think. It was just a
on the
lot of people
original
arguing
on the
about.
original amount though, or on a lesser amount, because I thought they got paid on a lesser amount.
I don't know exactly the specifics. I can't. It's a little fuzzy. It was a few months ago. I
Hmm.
talked to everybody about it, but I do know that they got out, and there was a big disagreement about where that money went. Even after that, like other people got paid, made people look like bad guys when in reality they probably weren't. Maybe they just earned some of the money too. I don't know. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah,
thing was
I
kind
would
of a
say
mess.
I was gonna say my other like I guess idea of it could be like Rockstar kind of had to clean up their act before GTA 6 came out. Like with the third party brands, like we had Ford trucks, we had Porsches, Ferraris. I think any of those companies maybe contacted 5M and 5M said no, we're making a bunch of money. Maybe we don't want to listen to your legalities, right, of taking the cars out. So Rockstar got reached out by these companies and they said, we're going to sue you, right? So that could have been that end of it. And they had to terminate 5M's third party licensing for those
But
brands,
even when they did that, didn't they keep them on NoPixel? Like they still allowed NoPixel to bend the rules and break the rules, but everybody else had to like fall in line. All the
A
other
little
servers.
bit. NoPixel was a lot better though with the branding, like of vehicles. I feel like the vehicle's the big thing because just what you can do with them. They're destructive. So I feel like that maybe was the legality part, and they had to clean it up before this big game comes out, or else they're just gonna get sued a bunch.
That's an interesting angle in a conversation that I haven't had, but one that I would be interested in discussing with you further, Ian, maybe another time. Yeah, that's really something I haven't even considered, man. Just like the licensing rights and all that, and how that factors into the acquisitions and legalities surrounding everything. So,
Yeah, it's just tough. It doesn't look good for brands, like in Forza, you can't run someone over. So that's why they
Yeah.
have those guardrails around the Forza Fest because you can't hit anybody, right? But in GTA, it's a little different story. So
yeah,
yeah,
creates a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
had to
hoops.
remove all badging. Was one of the terms.
Yeah.
debadging, yeah.
Yeah, debadging.
Yeah.
Well, for all those viewers out there that wonder why we can't get like actual brands in a game like GTA 6,
Yeah.
There's your answer.
that's
Yeah.
why.
There you go.
Can you imagine the horrible things that would pop up? Driving around in like a Ford F-150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do say they do a good job, though. I feel like the cars are going to be a lot closer to its real life replica.
Yeah.
The boats were good enough. For what I've seen, the yachts in there and the cars honestly looked fine. So we should have no issue, creating content or whatever, driving them around.
Do you think they
Yeah.
reach out to some of these brands and they're like, "Hey, how close can we make this look like said vehicle before you guys have a problem with it?" Do you think
Yeah.
they're like having
Yeah,
those
I mean-
conversations, or they just sort of like, instead of ask permission, ask for forgiveness?
Yeah.
I think they hide behind Take-Two's lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Well, and I think they hide behind the in-game brands too. I think
Yeah.
as long as like you can basically one-to-one car, but if it's in a video game, it's like how do you like I guess what it would be is how could like say Ferrari, because we know Ferrari likes to sue. So how could they prove like or maybe measure the in-game car and be like it's exactly the same as the Ferrari 458, they copied it, like they
Right.
probably can't do that, and then
Yeah.
so if it's a Grotti, well, it's not a Ferrari, so like I don't know, it's different. So I think there's a lot of saving grace for Rockstar behind the vehicle brands in game. I think that is a big thing because if it's not called even remotely close to what the real life car is called, then they have no grounds to stand on. Basically, I would say. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer either, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's my
In some
suspicion.
ways, it's kind of like the inverse too, because it's almost like free marketing, but it's like mum's the word, don't use any brand names. Because I've heard people say like, I bought this car in real life because I got to drive it in GTA. So
Yes,
I think
dude.
everybody's kind of aware that it is more of a symbiotic relationship, and it's not like I know Toyota was pretty vocal about not being in certain games because they're like, we don't want people street racing in Toyotas, but then they eventually warmed up to it because I think they realized too that like in some ways it is kind of free marketing and like the IP of it is kind of an issue, but it's ultimately sort of helping their brand. I know specifically there was one car that was added to GTA Online. It was the Pinot La Carouse, which I don't know what that's based off of in real life, but somebody posted on Twitter and the brand like that runs their Twitter page responded to it and they're like, "Whoa, wow, it looks really similar to our car." So
Yeah.
I think these manufacturers are very well aware of it, but really think it's hurting their brand too much, so it favors them just to not say anything about it. But if it
Yeah.
has to do with licensing and things like that, I think another thing too related to the whole 5M controversy is the models they're ripping from other games too. That in itself is IP. Like if somebody scans in a car to be
That's
used in a
true.
Forza game
Yeah.
and then somebody steals that and uses it in 5M, then they're stealing both from
Mm-hmm.
the manufacturer and then also from Turn 10 who modeled the car.
Yeah.
So it's kind of twofold, the IP theft that exists there, which I think was another reason why 5M caught so much flack for it. Yeah, that's kind of why I like GTA kind of having its own lore friendly stuff. I think they've gotten a little bit more like, I don't know. They've started to rip off cars a lot more than they used to. I kind of actually liked the earlier days of the game where it was more unique, where they'd like combine 3 or 4 different cars together, as opposed to now where it's like they start with just one car and modify the headlights or the taillights. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that they still have that level of uniqueness and lore friendliness when it comes to 6.
Agree. I hope that we get a mix of both. I hope there's some, GTA cars, and I hope there's
Yeah.
some that are, very realistic looking.
And
Yeah, one point is one of my buddies developed some farming game for mobile, and he basically put like a replica Ford pickup truck in an App Store based game. The only difference was logo. He just pulled the logo on it and he got it into an App Store game, and that's pretty hard to do, with licensing.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I think it's really just a logo at the end of the day that might kind
I
of
think so.
steer that away. Yeah, which is good
Mhm.
because then we can have replica looking cars.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, they just don't, like I said earlier, they don't want that logo, on a Ford F-150 as you're picking up a prostitute, like running
Nah,
running
nah,
people
exactly.
over on the sidewalk.
great look.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Ford tough.
Yeah, built Ford tough. Yeah, as you plow down the Vice City beach and your
Yeah.
F-350. Yeah.
Can you
Probably not good
imagine like
Ah.
the mock commercials that people would make on like
Oh,
TikTok
man.
and all
I'm sure
that?
AI will add that though.
Oh
I'm sure
my
we'll have
gosh,
stuff like
dude.
that. Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
Like a Dominator ad, and it's just a Mustang plowing down a crowd of people or something.
Yeah, at a car meet. Yeah. that'd be
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Oh, I love it. All right, Harmnone. This question is from old T-Bert413. And T-Bert is he's been hanging around in my community for a while. I've been joking around saying that if Rockstar ever invites me to go look at anything, he's going to be my assistant. So,
There you go.
so he can
There
come
you
with me.
Yeah.
But T-Bert says, should Rockstar let players hide all blips on the map in GTA Online 2.0 so encounters feel more organic?
Dude, you know what? That is actually the perfect question for me. I play GTA Online with no minimap on. I've always done that. I've like recently though, like I've started doing it for when I'm doing like business related stuff, but
Mhm.
the vast majority of the time I'm in online, I have no minimap on. And me and my friends, we hide the player names above the heads too, because we do like hide and seek and stuff like that. So I think they should actually take it a step further. I think they should allow players to fully, like turn off. Well, you can actually hide a lot of blips on the map in GTA 5 currently, but they could take it further. They could do more. And I think they should take it a step further, because something that we've experienced, and I think they will get rid of this. When you do like a hide and seek in GTA 5 online, you can remove the player name and you can turn off your minimap, but there's a little white health bar that pops up above a player's head no matter what you do. You can't turn it off. And so I think they should take it a step further and they should remove that. I think they should take that out. And I've always thought, and I remember Louis Caliber said this. So I'm giving credit to Louis Caliber in 2014. He said this. He said he thought there should be GTA Online lobbies with no map as an option, like a hardcore online lobby where
cool.
nobody's allowed maps, like not even expanded map. Like you can go into the pause menu and you can't look. And he thought that would be a really interesting way of doing it, and I've always agreed with that. And so to give credit to him. So yeah. I think
that'd be really cool, man.
that'd be
I
really
think they
sick.
should pair it with the proximity chat. That way, encounters
Yeah.
actually do feel really organic, and you don't know where people are, and you just have to like listen to them, and then they're trolling you and stuff like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'd say
I agree.
the perfect add to that is Arc Raiders. The recent, that's been pretty
Yeah.
popular recently. The
Yeah.
proximity and that's insane.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Can you imagine proximity chat like on that like level and quality in a GTA game with no map? Like that would feel
Yeah.
so good.
Man,
that would be something I
that'd be
would want to
sick.
play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think,
I think.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
No,
no,
go ahead.
you go. You sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think actually, you know what? I don't even remember. You go. My fault. My fault.
All I was gonna say is that, you know, if they can do that and do it right and really give us like a good quality experience, like in the vanilla game, awesome. If not, at least give us the ability to do that when UGC drops. If UGC drops, I gotta put the caveat on there now because we've been talking about it for a while and we've gotten no confirmation virtually that there's going to be UGC. But I'm still holding out that that's going to be a deal. So if we do get UGC, like give us the creative tools that we need to create the experiences that we want to create. Because you know some of these DLCs, man, they just get stale after a while. So. Imagine that instead of having like one creative director or a team of creative people behind, you know, DLC packages, you have like the entire player base that can tell you exactly what they want to play, and they'll even create it for you, and then you just like double down on those experiences. I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah, I think having both would be super ideal. Like in a new DLC that Rockstar themselves release, also give players the same tools that they had access to, so that players can take it a step further if they want to, if that's how they choose to do it.
Yeah,
That'd be super sick.
100%. And that's
Your
something
video is going
too
to
that
be
they, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Yeah, but that's something that not a lot of people pay that much attention to with some of the GTA Online updates is Rockstar adds props and things to the race creators and like the map creators every time. Like every time you check back on it, I don't use it as often as I did, but every time it seems like they add new props that you can use to make a custom race, or like you can create a new variant of a race, like a drift race or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they've been pushing the whole UGC element of it kind of behind the scenes, and I don't know, not a lot of people I feel like use it currently in GTA Online. There are some, but yeah, I think they've been doing it kind of, you know, on the down low, and I think it's going to be a
Yeah.
lot bigger in 6
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, my add to that is what info do you think they're taking from like the Roblox guys and then the Fortnite guys? Because they're just building like maps, right? So
Yeah.
is it just building like physical places, or it's not vehicles, right?
Well, from
No,
my
it's
understanding, like
No.
Fortnite Creative and Roblox, you know, they've created these platforms where you can like go in and like create, you know, custom game scripts and
Modes.
stuff, you know,
Right.
so you can like literally create, you can transform it. The way I understand it, and I could be wrong, but the way I understand it is like, you know, if they implement UGC like on a level that of like Roblox or Fortnite Creative, we'll literally be able to like go in and like change the world from, you know, the Leonida and walking around in, you know, fictional Miami and all this stuff to like a post-apocalyptic like survival game like with zombies. You know what I mean? Like we're
Right.
taking the same environment and creating new game scripts around it, you know, and implementing like survival mechanics and like you have to eat to stay alive and like, you know, things like that, you know, and it really just depends on like how much control they're going to give the player if they decide to go that route, you know, because they could just,
Right.
you know, to stick with role play and play it safe. But I honestly, dude, as big as GTA Online is, like, oh my God, if they could find a way to like monetize UGC, lock it behind a GTA Plus subscription for $10 a month, dude, that would make so much
Yeah.
money. So much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the point. Someone said, how are they going to connect with the community more? That's definitely so. In order to post whatever their maps are, they've got to get approved through Rockstar, right? So that's a way to connect with the community more if they create it. So now, do you think they're going to leave a select few of developers or anybody that could post a map
Are you talking like, you know, who has
like
access to map development?
to create stuff? Yeah. Do you think it'll be selected or anybody?
I think if they're going to open it up, they'll probably open it up. So I think, you know, anybody,
Yeah.
they'll probably have like a creative package or creative tool set that you can use. Maybe like third party software you have to download on PC or something like that. But you know, I don't understand this quite as much as some other people do, but based on what I've been gathering and what I've been reading about, that's kind of what makes sense to me. But
I think they'll open it up to everyone, and then they might highlight specific creators with like whatever creations they come up with, and like feature them on the newswire or whatnot, or even in game. But I think it'll be open to everyone.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they'll take, well, they actually kind of do this in GTA 5 with the community series jobs. They'll put them
Yeah,
on triple
exactly.
money in online right now. Every week there's new community jobs that they'll put on double or triple money to try to incentivize like regular players to play them. But yeah, I think that is the future for Rockstar. I think if they want to make this game last and if they want to give it a lot of longevity on top of what they like, we already know GTA Online's lasted for way longer than they ever bargained for. So
Yeah.
with the actual intent for the game to like last that long, they have a lot of opportunity themselves for what they can do to try to foster that environment, like to, give players access to building things, adding DLCs, adding content to online, like and story mode too. That's another thing. I hope they actually do some story DLCs with GTA 6. I don't know if it's going to
No, I hope
happen,
so.
but they've kind of missed the mark on that as far as I'm concerned with 5 for sure. And well, even with has Red Dead's never got anything, has it?
No,
No?
not on the story.
Yeah.
Red Dead 1 did, but not the second one. They
Not the
teased it
second
so
one.
hard it felt like in the ending, like it felt like it was setting up to be a story
Yeah.
mode DLC, but it just never happened with Charles and Sadie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, my take on, single player DLC kind of, I tie back into like map expansion. And when we're talking about the Bloomberg report back in 2022 about, Project Americas and, the original plan being that they were going to have like South America and like all these other Caribbean places. And then they kind of scaled it back or dialed it back with the intention of releasing bits of the map later on post release. So, that kind of tells me like, okay, how would you guys want it done? Would you want them to just like release, like say they're going to release like a new town, right? A new town or a new island or something. Would you want that town just to like one day show up, after a, 20 gigabyte download with like no story attached to it? Or would you want like, story DLC along with that area? Like,
Kind of look at Georgia, it's very redneck, especially the southern portion of it.
yeah.
So hunting is good. We saw some shots of that, and I think they're going to bring that in a lot better. Have you guys ever seen the game Hunter Call of the Wild?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
heard of it,
that's
yeah.
a great game. So I feel like if they can kind of implement that a little bit, it'd be nice, and a mix of everything. It'd be the hunting area of our game. Right
I
there.
actually prefer Way of the Hunter over Call of the Wild, but I enjoy both of them. I think they're both
Okay.
good games. If you want like a slightly more authentic, like difficult hunting experience, then do Way of the Hunter over Call of the Wild, but that's just me. Okay, next question for StevieWunderKid. Do you think GTA 6 risks feeling outdated because of how long development has taken, especially with engines like Unreal 5.7 raising the bar?
Man, probably not. No, I think it's just like the hype and the anticipation is there, and like there's going to be so much already to do that I think the game is going to feel new for mostly everybody. Well versed in the tech space, but from what I can see in the trailers and everything, it looks incredible. So I imagine we're gonna have no reason to be getting bored with the game. I think strategic release of DLCs and everything like that, rather than kind of the way it's been with GTA Online, I think that'll help keep the game relevant and feel new. So I think that is not going to be that big of a concern at all. It's kind of it's an interesting like dilemma because Rockstar is releasing it, like we were talking about before, to like the Xbox Series X and PS5. So like really stretching the limits of those consoles, like it was with GTA 5, where it was stretching the limits of 360 and PS3, and then like right afterwards, another generation of consoles dropped that had way more power. So I'm interested to see if that has any bearing on the game initially, but we know they're probably going to be really re-releasing the game like 7 different times. So I feel like that will maybe help give that artificial sense of newness. But
Yeah.
how long it'll last, I'm not really sure yet.
Who
Yeah.
even is Rockstar's competition?
Well, I don't really personally think they have much competition, to be
Yeah.
honest. And
Nobody's got the bankroll.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as like the entire package of what they're delivering, nobody else is out there like creating anything even close. I think
Mhm.
Terrible Trader's question was more along the lines of like the graphical fidelity of the finalized game. Like, do we think that's going to take a hit? Being that it's taken so long to develop, and then with the delays and everything else. But my thoughts on that are, Rockstar has its own stylized, graphical fidelity. Like it has its own like look to it, right? Like you don't necessarily have to see an NPC or a car or whatever to know you're in a Rockstar world. It's got its own like color
Yeah.
and theme and all that. So you know, I don't necessarily
no
think it's
games, not even nothing I can think of even comes close to Red Dead 2, which came out in 2018, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're talking about competition for GTA 6, which already looks crazier than anything I've ever seen. Competition
Yeah.
still hasn't caught up to 2018.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Very
Yeah.
good point.
Red Dead 2 is still used to compare to literally any game that releases today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
their
that's
own
facts.
competition is themselves.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just
I'd say the most important thing is like who they have working for them. They've got
Mhm.
the best guys. They've had the best guys. The guys at OpenAI, kind of a similar transition is some of the guys at Facebook and Meta were trying to take. Zuckerberg was trying to pay the guys at OpenAI $100 million signing bonus or whatever, right? Because he wants the best guys. So there's only so many people that know what they're doing, and Rockstar just has the best and keeps the best and continues to work with them. So that's why they're the best. It's the people at the end of the day. I really think that's why they've been the leader and they'll continue to be. So,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yep.
Till recently with all these firings, I wonder where all those people are gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, luckily we've all bought GTA 5 four or five times now, so they've definitely got the money to do it.
Yeah.
That's for sure, and
Yeah.
that seems like that's going to be the strategy going forward too. We're gonna do Xbox Series and PS5,
They love the
and
double
then
dip.
yeah, no, well, and from a consumer, well, from their standpoint, it makes complete sense. From a consumer,
Yeah.
I mean, do I want to buy the game
It's
5?
annoying.
No, but
It's
I will
annoying.
because
Yeah.
and that's the thing too. Rockstar knows we will.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
who's gonna not play it? Like I get
Yeah.
people in my comments all the time saying like, "Oh yeah, like I'm waiting for PC release." No, you're
not.
no, you're not. No, you're
Yeah.
not. Come on, you can play hard to get all you want, but we all know. You see that GTA 6 come out, you see that GTA 6 online.
Yeah.
wait.
They'll get it. Day one.
You ain't waiting.
They'll be
Yeah.
lined up
There's no
outside the
regret in the
store.
purchase, though. I don't have any regret. Maybe V-Bucks a little bit more than any shark card I bought, but
Yeah, facts.
yep.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a good point. We talk about them double dipping, but it's really like quadrupling and quintupled.
They're putting a whole hand in there.
Quintuple dipping. Yeah.
They're gonna make us buy several copies. I know I'm at least buying one for PlayStation, which I still have to get. I have
do
6
too.
more months to add to go get one, but I'm gonna be buying one on PlayStation, and then of course when PC comes out, in 2035. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
okay,
too am holding off.
yeah. All right, Bav. This next question is from Chino King. He says, how far do you think Rockstar has taken the new NPC dialogue system? Deeper branching, more variety, or fully reactive AI?
I think they're definitely going to follow with what they've done on Red Dead 2. People love that. It's a very simple system, like greet and antagonize, but I don't know. I feel like we'll have a few more options in there to be able to interact with them, but at the same time, I feel like it might not be that deep. But I can definitely see us being able to interact with the NPCs a lot because it just makes the overall world feel like it's lived in, like you're there, you're actually changing these people's lives, and it makes you feel guilty if you kill them as well. But I think we're going to be able to interact with the NPCs quite a lot, just like in Red Dead.
What kind of interactions are you looking for?
Probably going to piss off everyone that's in there. If it's online, absolutely, I'm going to terrorize everyone. But in story mode, I'll probably play it good.
So no antagonizing in story mode? You'd be the nice guy?
I don't know. I feel bad doing it in there. Unless Jason and Lucia are just like really bad people, then I'll do it because it fits the story. But with Red Dead, I didn't feel like being a bad person at all. Even on my second playthrough, I just didn't have the heart to do it.
Well, that's how you know that one, Rockstar did a phenomenal job at selling the illusion, and two, you're a good person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think my F-350 bumper is going to antagonize a lot of people in online. To be
in
honest.
online, it's a different story. I'm a
Yeah,
bad
that's
person in
fair.
there.
That's fair. Maybe in
Yeah.
story 2 though. I don't know. That bumper might be calling some names. I don't know. We'll see.
give someone a compliment and then give them an uppercut straight after.
That reminds me of
It looks
somebody in
nice.
one of my live streams. I think it was Rico. He was asking, he's like, "What do you think the gore physics are going to be?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what you mean." And he's like, "Do you think it's going to be like Red Dead 2?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "What do you think will happen if I run people over with a trash truck on the beach?" I'm like, "Oh my god, dude."
It's a fair question. It's a fair question.
About the gore physics, in every single roundtable you've done, there's one person that comments, "Do they talk about gore in this one? If so, please
That's
give me the
true.
timestamp."
That's
I
true.
swear it's on every single one.
That's so.
So,
I don't know what
there
that
you go.
is, man. A lot of people
Talk about some
really.
people. Yeah, some people that's what they're
It's just
looking
very
for. I
keen to see
guess.
gore.
I don't know. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I like realistic gunfights as much as the next guy, but I mean, gore isn't at the top of my list for like a good game.
No.
But,
Yeah.
anyway, we'll have to timestamp this at what 1 hour and 13 minutes is the gore conversation.
There's your timestamp, gang. Here you go.
Very
wish I
top of the
knew his name.
description.
Yeah. Pinned comment, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I found his name. It's Tacticus something Kilgore. There you go. He's gore
He's
mentioned.
got
his
gore
name.
in there.
It's in his name.
He's
It's in his
serious
name.
about it. Okay.
Tacticus
Awesome.
Kilgore is gore mentioned in this one. Unfortunately, I don't have time to listen to the entirety of the video, but I'm not seeing any timestamps. Would love to hear everyone's thoughts on it. There you go, Tacticus.
There you go.
We spoke about it.
Shout out.
All right. Talk gore. All right, Ian, this last question is from Alexiowski, and he or she asks, do you think real-time water physics will actually affect gameplay, or is this mainly a visual flex?
Yeah. I mean, it has to, right, to make the boating experience better. I'd say like in trailer 1, I saw it more than trailer 2 is like how the boat is handling. It makes a difference in kind of how it drives. Obviously, if you drive a car, you got to have some burnouts and like you'll spin out on a turn, right? In a boat, I don't think we ever had that in GTA. We're just taking on waves we couldn't handle, right? So we got to kind of have a good balance of that, and it needs to be done correctly this time. Like I said, it was just kind of a joke in GTA 5, which led me to do the farm sim stuff. I never played. I could count on my hands the amount of times I've farmed in Farming Simulator, just because I wanted to use it for its physics, right? So that was the whole reason going to that. So it's kind of like full circle now, kind of able to go back to a game that's more fit for the physics of it that I want to do with the boating, right? So yeah, it's gonna be good. It'll be a deal breaker though, like I said, because there's gonna be a lot of storyline, like Brian's boatyard and all that stuff, the islands we talked about. I mean, there's just a lot on the line for it to be right.
What are your and this kind of ties into that question, but like what are your like check marks? Like they have to get these things right when it comes to how boats interact with the water. Like what was so much better about the physics in FS22 that you were playing?
Yeah, I played 19, 22, 25. The main thing was just the waves were too big in GTA 5. There's no way to change that. And we have no waves in Farm Sim. But the thing that we do have is we have the ability to kind of handle the boat how it's supposed to and put in boats that are good in real life. Like the boats in GTA 5 were just not good. So yeah, there'll be a lot more variety now for that, right? So
yeah.
Yep.
Well, things that come to my mind, and I'm curious to see what you think about this, but like, for example, like when you're out on the ocean and you're taking on all these big waves and the water just looks like it kind of like glitches through the boat. It doesn't seem like it interacts with the boat. Like the boat isn't something floating on top of the water. You can tell that the boat is kind of on like this sort of horizontal plane and the waves are just like aesthetics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The collisions are off.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
sure.
So like what
And,
I'm looking for is like water kind of spilling over the bow and then getting down into like, and pooling up inside the boat and things like that instead of just like magically going through it. Things like that, you know?
Right. Cool. Yeah. They just didn't put in the effort in 5, and it's fine because it wasn't their main focus. But have you ever heard of the game Crew Motorfest? Have you guys ever seen that game where you can switch from a plane to a boat to a car?
Yeah.
So their boating is honestly the best I've ever seen. There's nobody that comes even close, and it doesn't glitch. There's waves, 3-4 footers. It doesn't glitch through the boat. So that if you're kind of looking for boating, how it's going to be like GTA 6, that game's closest to it. And I've never seen anything closer to it. So that's going to be a good sign. People have done it, and Rockstar will do it better. So that's a good sign.
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out, man. I'm learning a lot from you tonight, Ian.
Yeah.
Like you
Okay.
were saying with GTA 5, sorry. Like you were saying with GTA 5 wasn't really their main focus, like with the water, but in GTA 6 it's definitely a huge focus, like the culture there
Yeah.
with the boats. They need to do something different because GTA 5 is so bad. Like I don't want to be in a boat at all. And
Yeah.
it's gonna take a lot for me to want to get in a boat in GTA 6.
Yeah.
So I really hope that they nail that because it just feels like you launch off every single wave and then you lose momentum when you crash down in the next one. I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, not everybody
man.
likes boats too. You know, it's like it's a very niche thing. People like cars, obviously, but boats are very, very niche. So if it's South
Yeah.
Florida, I feel like people might get into it a little more. So that's like I said,
Yeah.
they gotta make it right.
And it makes a lot of sense for like that location, the themes and all that. Like traveling between the places instead of like being on foot or in a car, you've got to like travel all the way down just to get to the bridge to then cross over. Whereas a boat makes so much more sense. So I just hope
Yeah.
that they make it work really
The
nice.
utility of boats is actually going to exist
Yeah.
in
Right.
GTA
Yeah.
6.
There'll be a
Yeah.
whereas
need to go on
didn't
it.
in 5.
Well, especially if they're investing a lot of time and energy and giving us like ample marine life and really like fleshing out these underwater environments. You know, these are places that we're going to have to go and explore, and we're going to need to get there somehow. And, you know, if you're going to give us all these cool places and these islands and different things, and, you know, I mean, for God's sake, it looks like part of the main story involves like working in a marina and stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, I can't
Brian's a boat
imagine.
mechanic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't imagine like they would whiff on the boat, you know, mechanics and stuff in the game. I don't know. It has to be good for me because GTA 5 was god awful when it comes to, you know, boating. And like Bav said, I didn't want to be in a boat in GTA 5. Like every time I had to be in
Yeah.
a boat, I was irritated.
I actually have a callback to my question of something that I don't think people noticed with the in the trailers. Do we think we're going to be able to drop the anchors on the boat? Because in the trailers or in some of the content that Rockstar provided, you can see the boats all like hooked up to each other and people like swimming and jet skiing around them and stuff. Do you think you're going to be able to drop the anchor and keep the
Ooh,
boat
That's a good point.
stationary?
that is a good
Because
point.
that's something in 5, right? That you'll experience it like if you go way out in the water in 5 and you go to like scuba dive something, you come back up, where's the boat, man? It's gone.
Right.
Like it's way over there. It's way over there. You're stuck in the middle of the water. What the hell am I doing? You know? So
Yeah.
drop the anchor. Like
I think
I
that'd be
mean,
really cool.
I would say that they've got to be able to implement that because you guys know with the super yacht in 5, you literally just
Mhm.
click where you want it and not
Yeah.
drive it. So if we're going to be able to drive them, which we did see in the trailer, there's got to be a way to anchor it or tie it up or something, right? Because it's not going to just magically appear to the dock after you just drove it, right?
Yeah.
So there's got to be some function where we can control that stuff, which would be
Like
nice.
with the horse
Yeah.
in Red Dead.
Y-
Tie
Yeah,
it up.
True.
yeah,
True. That
sure.
too.
Hit
Well,
your boat.
And then there's boat storage as well. Like, you know, all these boats and slips and marinas and all that, you know, are they going to be just like static? Are they going to move with the waves? If they do move with the waves that are rolling in, are they going to be, you know, drifting out of that slip, or are you going to be able to tie them off, you know? There's a lot of, you know, unanswered questions, I think, when it comes to the boating aspects of the game. And I'm really curious to see how they handle that, especially considering the environment that we're going to be playing in.
Mhm.
You know, we've
Yeah. To
talked
predict
about
what Brian's job is it's rack storage. You guys see like that shot of I think it was Cal and Jason walking out with a duffel bag.
Mhm.
You saw boats on a rack storage.
Yeah.
So I would think it'd be a similar setup where you drive up to your garage and you kind of like it's a cutscene where it moves in. So the cutscene for this would be you pull up to the dock and then a forklift comes and picks you up out of the water and then takes it somewhere, right? And then stores it wherever maybe your boat storage garage is or whatever your spot, right?
Yeah.
But that's going to be rack storage and the keys. So yeah, that chat right there, Bab
Yeah.
just put
Yeah.
in. So that's how that marina will be laid out, and then they'll have their service shop stuff that they'll do boat stuff on to front their secret smuggling business. So yeah,
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I'm looking forward to that. And then all the stuff that comes with like the Everglades and, you know, the airboats and all that. There's a lot of new stuff, you know, that they've got to get
Excited for that
right.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to
I'm
be
keen
good.
for the airboats, but I really want to get the vortex back in from GTA San Andreas. That was my favorite thing. You could take that on land and in the water as well. I
Oh,
love that thing.
yeah.
that's cool.
I don't remember the
Floating.
vortex.
I loved it.
Is it an airboat? What was it?
It sounds like a hovercraft.
I'll send you. Yeah, hovercraft.
You
I'll
turn
send
into
it.
a car from a
photo.
boat.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for all the viewer questions. So shout out to all the viewers that submitted questions. Appreciate you guys. So kind of how we like to close this up is we talk about, normally what I'll do is I'll ask, what you guys got going on your channels or what all that, and we can sort of do that towards the end. But I wanted to kind of mix it up this time, and Bav had a good idea. He said, why don't we ask everybody what they're going to be doing for the next 3 to 6 months, because we're not going to be playing GTA 6 in 6 months, and, news is probably likely going to kind of die off. So I figured we'd just kind of go around the table again. We'll start off with Bav, but with marketing being in an all-time low and, them not sort of picking all that stuff up, for another 6 months, what are you going to be doing for the next, however long, Bav?
I'm going to be getting through my backlog of games. There are so many that I didn't play purely because I wasted my teen years playing GTA Online. So I never got to go out and experience other games. So I'll be doing a lot of that now, just making my way through that, and old TV shows and movies, just things that I want to do that haven't done yet, basically.
Sounds like fun, man.
And on top of that, I'll make videos as well at the same time, but I really just want to get through my backlogs.
What are some of the games you're going to be playing?
Well, right now, I've been spending too much time on Arc Raiders and Battlefield 6. So probably a bit more of that, but there are some story mode games that I want to go and play. I haven't even played The Last of Us Part 2 yet.
Yeah.
I gave up on that one.
I
want to return to that because people say it's good.
I'm still waiting for it to come out on PC. I haven't been able to play it.
Pretty sure it's on sale actually right now on Steam.
Is it really? Last of Us Part 2's on PC?
I believe so. I got an email about it since.
Is it for real? I've been waiting for it to come out on PC. It shows you how much I pay attention to the Steam library. All right, Harmnone, what are you going to be doing for the next 3 to 6?
Next 3 to 6 months, I'm gonna keep making content every day. I'm gonna keep working on building up my buddies I record with. Just keep working, keep playing online. It's gonna be fun with no content, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try to, we'll try to keep things fresh. More manhunts, more hide and seeks, more everything like that, and then outside of YouTube, spend more time with my daughter and my girlfriend, and just, I don't know, enjoy that time before GTA 6 comes out, because once GTA 6 comes out, it's time to really lock in. So I don't know.
Very true. At least, from a creator perspective, a lot of the viewers or just casual gamers or whatever, they'll be excited when the game comes out because they'll be playing for a month or two and then they'll kind of move on to other things. But like, we're like, okay, time to work.
Yeah, time to go. Time to get moving.
So, and by the way, I wanted to mention too, if you ever want to do anything online, I haven't spent much time playing online, but I've seen your manhunt videos and the hide and seek and stuff like that. That stuff looks like a lot of fun. I'd definitely be down to do something like that. If you guys ever need an extra,
get me in.
Need an extra body
we'll get it. We'll stay in touch for sure. We've been, we just started working with TGG a little bit. So dope. It's been fun. It's been fun to have somebody outside of my core group of friends come into it. So I mean, we're open to it, and God knows we all need to do something. So
I'm really good at GTA Guesser.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, you'll see me. Maybe you'll see me in GTA Guesser then. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's go.
All right, DarkSpace, what do you got going the next 3 to 6 months?
Just gonna keep making videos like usual, but right now I'm making a video where I'm making a game that comes out with it. So this is like my biggest undertaking yet. This one.
Oh wow!
But when you caught me off guard, I was like sneezing. Unmute the mic. What?
Oh, you're good. You're good, man. All right, Stevie, what you got going the next 3 to 6 months?
Oh man, the pressure to upload for me is high because I haven't uploaded in so long, and that's kind of been because like GTA Online's definitely been on a downward trend. Also, like outside of that, like I work a full-time job. I'm getting my graduate degree, and I also have like a small business on the side making custom car parts. So I've got umpteen things outside of the YouTube game keeping me busy.
For sure.
But things are gonna let up a little bit in 2026. So my goal, like next year, is to strategize some of the content I'm going to make when 6 drops, and also try to broaden my niche a little bit because I've been like the GTA drifting guy and I just want to be the GTA car guy a little bit more. So maybe broaden my niche and have videos come out intermittently that kind of showcase that. but not holding myself to anything too serious yet. Yeah, I do want YouTube to become a bigger priority in my life next year, and I'll have the time to do it. So I'm excited.
Cool, man.
Starting to do some live streams as well. Keep them going.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I had a stream I did today, and it felt so like organic coming back to it and having people tune in. So I need to do that more, and yeah, more videos too. But the streaming is fun, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I would just like to do more collabs in general with people. Like it doesn't matter who.
100%.
Like, you know, I want to
Yeah.
like hop into other people's worlds and kind of see what they got going on. I want to go check out Ian's farming simulator stuff that he's got going
Yeah.
on. So like I want to do all that stuff. Which, by the way, Ian, what do you got going on over there? What are you going to be doing for the next 3 to 6?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been doing the farm sim stuff for a while, so I'm having fun with the GTA 5 RP. Found some good guys. Have you heard of JMW Films and Pro Gamer Dude? Two RP guys. They've been super welcoming. Their server's great, so I've been having fun, kind of just RPing. Used to do a lot more, but getting back into it and creating videos for my the Snarko channel. So yeah, looking forward to that, and then maybe doing some more creator stuff. You know, it's always great to meet new people. I feel like we're gonna need that going into this game. It's gonna help us all, you know, just kind of being nice to one another. I like the F1. If you guys are familiar with F1, I like how they all kind of work together
Yeah.
and they're all very very friendly. So I hope we can have that. You know, no beef or anything,
Yeah.
and just kind of keep it cool.
Yeah, so
I think
far,
that's what a really cool thing about the roundtable is Sav's bringing everyone together and we can chat, build friendships, and
Yeah.
collaborate with each other. You know, we're building the foundations for GTA 6 when that drops. We're going to be locked and loaded, ready
For
to
sure.
go.
yeah, it'll be fun, you know, getting to know everybody now, and then like Bav said, when the game drops, you know, we'll have these relationships already established, and then we can just hit each other up and be like, "Hey, I'm doing this. You want to hop in?" You know, like I think that'll be a lot of fun, you know. So,
Yeah.
and we kind of tap into each other's community and sort of expand our horizons and try new things. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So,
100%.
well, I really appreciate you guys coming on and being part of the 4th roundtable episode. It was a lot of fun talking with you guys. Is there anything anybody wants to kind of part with before we close it out? Anything left unsaid, or any questions or comments or anything?
Just again, thank you, Sav. You put a lot of this together, and it's always great, and we see the work that goes into it. So go put W Sav in the chat, guys.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah, we
for
need to have
sure.
a sheet of questions for you.
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah.
waiting.
An interrogation.
Maybe we'll do that on
Yeah.
like the 5th episode. I'll let Bav put that
Yeah.
together if he wants.
Yeah.
Sav,
We can do a
is
live
Jason
one
cop?
too. Have people put it in the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
That'd
true.
be
Yeah.
too. Yeah, could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Thanks for organizing the whole thing. Thanks for doing this. I think it's an important thing for the community to stick together. I feel like I've talked to some other people about this, but I feel like in the GTA space in particular on YouTube, there's a lot of like unsaid stuff that goes on. Like a lot of
Yeah.
creators don't like each other, like behind the scenes. I feel like that's just something that like at least that's how it feels to me. I don't know. But it feels like there's a lot of people that are like, I'm pissed. He did that video and I did that video before him, like, you know, shit like that. And it's hard to not get caught out in that because like if you come up with something and then somebody starts doing it, it's kind of like, you know, you do feel some type of way about it a little bit. But in
Yep.
the GTA space in particular, it feels particularly toxic. I don't know. Maybe it's because we've been doing the
Yeah.
same shit for so long. So when somebody comes up with a new idea and then people start doing it, it's kind of like, dude, like,
Yeah, the RP stuff was kind of like
come
that a bit.
on.
Some of the
Yeah.
RP
Yeah.
YouTubers. Yep.
I feel
Maybe-
like I see it with RP.
Maybe it's the space that I'm in because I don't do a whole lot of like the GTA Online stuff. I've been doing a lot of like GTA 6 trailer breakdowns and like everything we know about GTA 6 and all that stuff. And so far, I mean, I've had nothing but good experiences with everybody. And I don't know if it's just, you know, because my personal take on it is like there's no such thing as an original idea anymore. Like everything has been done at least once somewhere by somebody, and you know, like just because like I may think of a certain video or whatever in this particular niche doesn't mean that it hasn't been done in some other gaming niche around some other
That's
game or
true.
something. So
Yeah.
you know, I like seeing everybody succeed. I don't necessarily think that you know, I don't know. I can only speak of my personal experiences, but everybody's been so nice to me so far, and
Yeah.
you know, you guys have all been great, and I certainly appreciate it. And I'm of the mindset that a rising tide, you know, raises all ships. So,
Yeah,
That's
no,
why I
yeah,
wanted to
100%.
kind of start doing these collaborations, because it's fun getting everybody together. And I may have viewers that think like, oh, Sav's my favorite GTA YouTuber, until like they meet Bav and see his content, and they're like, oh, I really like Bav. And to me, it's like, if I can help facilitate those connections, then we're all winning, right? Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you may have somebody that watches your content, but they're not like as big on you as somebody else, or vice versa. But if we can help like everybody find their favorite creators in a way that, helps everybody, I think that's awesome. So
Yeah,
we've all got
totally.
story and perspective. So if the viewer can find theirs, that's a win, for both of
Yeah.
us.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah,
So-
I agree.
But that's been my goal. But it's been a lot of fun, and like I said, I really appreciate you guys joining. So but we're gonna go ahead and end the recording there. So if you guys want, you can wave and say bye to the viewers, and we'll talk about DarkSpace's super secret plan that he's got. But we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. That's it for now. We'll see you on the next roundtable.